Can you see me? Can you see me? Hi. Okay. Welcome to episode one of my podcast. I'm making a podcast. This is going to be a show where I'm going to sit around. I guess this isn't a podcast, but my name's Mark. It's nice to meet you. I'm from Canada, but I live in Paris, and I'm talking to absolutely nobody. But maybe this is how it starts. So, I'm from Paris. No, I'm not from Paris. I live in Paris. I'm from Canada, and I like to play songs. I like to sometimes tell jokes. And I recently bought a house in Italy with the intention of building an artist retreat. So these are all sorts of things that I like to do. And now I'm going to see if we can't do something like what I share the screen. What happens if I share my screen? What does that do? So, sélection plus tard. Um, okay. I'm going to share this screen. And we're going to authorize. Now, I wonder, what are you then seeing? Wow, infinite. Okay, so basically, what was I looking at today? I was looking at Inside Tech billionaire Peter Thiel's off the record lectures about the Antichrist. I don't know if we're going to read that. What else was I looking at? Candace Owens, truth about Charlie's medical report. It's crazy the way that uh, even the people that are denouncing those who are viewing the tragedy as spectacle are obliged to sort of turn it into a spectacle. Oh, I'm on poll. No, I'm not. What is this purity ring? Anyway, I should close these things. I forget that I'm sharing this to everyone. I'll close my invoices, my journal entries, and here we are. We're back. Welcome to Infinity Land. Now, um, I guess I'm just playing with this. This should probably be um, this should probably not be public. I don't think anyone should ever see this, but maybe I should start streaming once a day with a microphone talking. Um, I've been thinking a lot about the sort of political pundits that are on social media and how what function they actually have, and how it's sort of akin to like the sports broadcasters, the people that are saying like sports radio, oh, you know what, the direction the team needs to go on, we got to fire the captain. Maybe the captain's being paid too much. I think if we're going to win the championship next year, we're going to have to reorganize. And this is kind of what I see going on with all these people that are weighing in on politics. And it gives us this false sense of urgency, this idea that, oh, this is really important and that we can affect change. If only I just get online enough, I can really, I can get out there, I can expose all my political views because my political views are very important. And somehow that is going to be transformed into some sort of like tangible change. And I don't really see that. I am something of a peasant. I'm far removed from the mechanisms of power, and I don't think that my voice is important. I think it's probably better that we render under Caesar what is his and stay with what we've got. Now, I thought maybe we could read the Gospels of Thomas today. Now, the Gospels of Thomas were found from the Nag Hammadi text, which I think that's the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know, man, but basically there's this idea of they're non-canonical. Some of the sayings seem to have a lot of similarities with other sayings that are found in like the Sermon on the Mount, and it points to this idea, this sort of hypothesis, that there is a secret now, or not secret, but now source of the sayings of Jesus that were drawn from when creating the other synoptic gospels, mainly like Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And it suggests that this has been drawn from that same source, because what's different in the Gospel of Thomas is that they don't discuss the life of Jesus, but rather it's just his sayings. And I think there's 114 sayings. So I'd like to, of course, of course, you're not going to just find the sayings listed here. We're going to just find arguments for late composition. One of the things I've noticed with like information is often I've got to download the PDF, but often when we're talking about information, we have a tendency, I think, perhaps in Western or like Western North American education, to no longer actually read the source of material, but just to understand what people have said about what others have said about the source material. So we get sort of layers and layers of interpretation of essentially reaction videos that get us further and further removed from the source material. And anyway, there's a couple that I'd like to take a look at here that I thought were interesting. And this one messes me up. I don't quite know what it means. But it says, "Blessed is the lion who becomes man when consumed by man, and curses the man whom the lion consumes, and the lion becomes man." Now, I'm trying to imagine if the lion is referring to this sort of animal or lower nature of a person. And now, if we're saying if that lower nature or sort of base material, can you hear me? Okay. If that base material is consumed by man or by the higher attributes or divine attributes of man, the animal becomes man, the animal becomes sort of divine, it's brought up, it's elevated. But then cursed is the man whom the lion consumes, and the lion becomes man. This is the part where I was just stuck on yesterday, because it's I assume it's saying that the animal takes the place of man. I don't know. What do you think? And then further down, let me know in the comments below. Um, there's another one that I thought, not James. Where is it? We'll go down here. Jesus said, "Men think perhaps that it is peace which I have come to cast upon the world. They do not know what it that it is dissension which I have come to cast upon the earth, fire, sword, and war. For there will be five in a house, three will be against two, and two against three, the father against the son, and the son against the father, and they will stand solitary." No idea what that means. Let's move on. This is super uncomfortable for me, so I'm trying to get better. Here's something we find here. Uh, Jesus said, "You see the mote, or rather the sliver in your brother's eye, but you do not see the beam in your own eye. When you cast the beam out of your eye, then you will clearly then you will see clearly to cast the mote from your brother's eye." Now we find this also in the Sermon on the Mount, and it's this idea that it is much easier to find faults in others, but also what we see is the smallest faults within others, but we do not acknowledge that we have much greater faults of our own to address. And that if we work to address these greater faults, then we will have an easier time helping others find, sort of identify their misdirections or their faults. But I was thinking about this yesterday with the idea of your brother's eye. Now, why is the word using eye? Well, maybe it's referring to eye in a sense of the person's perception or the person's perspective, the person's vision of the world. So someone's vision might be disrupted by a variety of different thoughts. So we might have this idea that, okay, I need to wear nice clothes. I bought this shirt yesterday. I need to have all sorts of external signifiers of success. And these sorts of things are the kind of things that are going to disrupt you from having like disrupt you from having a kind of good outlook or positive relationship with God. Now, I don't know, man. I don't really want to be promoting religion. I'm not a religious guy, but let's keep going. We'll keep reading on the gospel. Now, Jesus said, "This one is beautiful. If the flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a wonder. But if spirit came into being because of the body, it is a wonder of wonders. Indeed, I am amazed at how this great wealth has made its home in this poverty." Now, this one I quite liked. I quite resonated with it, and it's this idea that okay, we have soul and body. If we have to agree on some things for the rest of this to work, let's agree this. Now, we have consciousness and we have the physical world. Now, here he's saying that if the physical world comes after consciousness, well, then it's a miracle, it's a wonder. But if consciousness should come into being because of the physical world, then it's absolutely fascinating. It's like it's as if where does spirituality spring from a dead rock? What is the origins of life? And what's interesting about this phrase is he hasn't asserted that one is true and the other is false, but rather saying that if what the scientists would have you believe that consciousness or that life comes after, or that life is a product of a chemical reaction inside of you, that you should yearn, that you should feel alone in this world, um that if this check all right, my headphones, if these things are all chemical reactions, then this is truly miraculous, because I am just a clump of cells. I am just a chemical reaction, and yet I am this beast, this sort of improbability, this impossibility walking on this planet. And in addition to this, I feel lonely and I yearn for something beautiful in life. Now, how could this be? I don't know. I'm trying not to preach the gospel. I don't even know if I'm a believer, but I do think there's something. We've taken the stance in today's world to assume that religion is just stupid, and it kind of is. Like, if you ask me about the tenets of, okay, was Jesus dead and was he born again? Was he born of a virgin, and was that virgin a product of immaculate conception, meaning that even her mother would have also been a virgin, and sort of put a mirror in a mirror and extend it all the way back just so that we can maintain this kind of dogmatic idea of original sin, and therefore we need Jesus. I don't. I struggle with those things. I put them up as being articles of faith, as in, I don't know. I'll take your word for it, but my rational brain tells me that would be absolutely bullshit, and why wouldn't it be? But if we take this aside and look into something that is actually like a system of morality, I cannot find, and I've looked at many different religions, but I struggle to find a better system of morality than that which is um, espoused in Christianity. Now, I want to separate Christianity from how I understand it to as being different than the people that are praying for Donald Trump to seal the border, because this is to me it's a different type of Christianity. It seems to be one that is deeply embedded into the political system in the United States, and I don't want to dance with that. I don't know anything about it. There's probably something of value that people take from it, but for me, where I'm at right now, I'm just on a personal journey. I'm not speaking for anyone. I'm not speaking to anyone, am I? No, I got zero fucking listeners. So Is there a way that if I share my screen, that you can see this? Okay. No prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those that are known to him. Now, what is meant by this? I think probably, I think it's evident. It's the idea that where you're from will never accept you. I see this with Canadian artists. So the average artist in Canada isn't going to be recognized as being one of their own until the moment they make it big in the United States, and then after the fact, Canadians go back and say, "Oh yeah, he's one of us." But the artists that stay in Canada, they're the local acts. We don't care about them. Now, I suppose this is a similar idea. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think I have any business being on the internet. I don't know if you're on the internet. I think we're inundated with podcasts and content and people trying to tell us what to believe. I don't know what to believe. Um, but I guess I'm doing this because everything tells me to not do it. And I thought, well, I could be a funny guy. I do stage performance. I have lots to talk about, lots of ideas. So maybe I should get into the game, you know? Maybe I should be on here pulling an Alex Jones and just screaming about the biggest conspiracy theories. But the question is like, is that useful? Has that been useful to even Alex Jones? I mean, he's made good money on it. He's turned into a kind of cultural icon and a public personality. But is that how a life well lived looks like? Is that what it looks like? What I want to do, I have a girlfriend. I plan to marry her. I love her so much. I want to see even that. It's none of your business, but I do. What I want for my life is to just have a family and to spend my time surrounded by people who love me and people that I love. I want the pride that comes of caring for those people. I'd like to continue learning. I speak a few languages. I'd like to deepen my understandings of those languages. Um, and I don't know if like, if my girlfriend knew that I was on these streams, if she knew what I was up to, she'd be shaking her head because I don't think she wants me on the internet destroying whatever reputation that I might have. Uh, dude, I don't know. All right, I'll play you a little song. Well, they said, God, he's lonely like us, creating creations and searching for love. My universe fits in a pub, drinking with comrades, been dragged through the mud. It's always the same, it's always the way that it's been. And one day I'll reach for your hand. Through the walls of our language, we'll still understand. Between us is somewhere to hide. Through the storms of existence, the lows and the highs, it's always the same. It's always the way that it's been. And it might be, oh, hard to travel. The heaviness sitting on your precious heart. But oh, my love, oh, my God, oh, it's time, time, time. This big world, this small life, oh, it's time, time, time. It's time to start. Yes, God, he is lonely like us, creating creations and searching for love. My universe fits in a pub. Drinking with comrades, been dragged through the mud, just like me. There you go. On that note, I'm not really gonna get off this stream. I might end up like looking back at it, inevitably watching it, just to see how that screen share works. I don't have a theme. I don't have an idea. I shouldn't be doing this. But see you tomorrow. I don't know. Bye. And